Hi again. It is video 2 for me, and I decided today I would put into words my first SCAD heart attack experience. It was 19 years ago. I was 31, and I had just had a birthday party for my daughter, who I believe had just turned 6. She's actually now 27, so kind of crazy. Um, I started getting just a weird feeling in my stomach. Felt kind of nauseous, and then I started to get this aching that literally started in my shoulder, on my left shoulder, and went down into my left elbow. And my elbow was just killing me. It was just a horrible pain, and I thought, ugh, I feel terrible. So I went upstairs and I lay down on the bed for a little bit and just relaxed. And uh, after a little bit, I decided I don't know, I really don't feel good. And I started to get this pain, and it went up and through my neck, and it felt like somebody was pinching right here in my throat. And I thought, oh, this is really strange. But it's funny, not once at that moment did it occur to me there was anything wrong with my heart. I thought, okay, I'm going to throw up. Maybe this is just part of it. I hurt my back, and this is part of it. Never once did it occur to me there was anything wrong with my heart, so it's kind of scary. Went to bed. Next morning, got up, just felt drained, as if somebody had just drained all my blood out of my body and put water in instead. I just was functioning on nothing. So my husband and I stayed home from work. Luckily, we were self-employed at the time. And I caught a promotion during a commercial break watching TV for the Oprah show. This was back when Oprah was on TV every day. She had an amazing talk show, and she said she was going to do a show today on young women and heart disease. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to catch that later. Made a mental note, and sure enough, 4 p.m. came around and tuned in, and the ladies that were on the show were describing exactly the symptoms I had had the night before. And I thought, oh boy, this isn't good. I think I need to go get checked out. So we literally finished the show, and my husband drove me down to the emergency room in our local area, and they said, oh, honey, you probably pulled a muscle. And I said, well, I just watched the show, and I have 3 kids at home. Humor me. I just want to get tested. I want to know for a fact I did not have a heart event. So they did an EKG, and they did blood work and checked my troponin levels, and they came back and said, you absolutely had a heart attack, and you are probably having one right now. Well, whoa, that just literally ripped the rug out from under me, and they put me in there. I don't know. It was a huge room with a whole bunch of equipment, and I was just terrified. Looking around, I thought, oh boy, I must be going to be a goner. So they calmed me down, and they gave me a bunch of medication, and they decided to send me to Pennsylvania to a bigger hospital where they do a lot more cardiac tests, and they're better equipped, I guess you could say, to handle what I was going through. And being that I was only 31, they did not know, wow, what could really be causing this. So I got there, and they did several tests. I think I didn't eat for 3 days because every day they told you had to fast for some sort of a test. And I think I lost 15 pounds while I was there for 3 days. But to make a long story a little shorter, they did all the tests: catheterization, echo, transesophageal echocardiogram, blood work, and they found it was basically my artery had a spasm, a blood clot came to help seal her up and cause the heart attack. So this is what they called it 19 years ago. And they sent me home with basically what I'm taking now, which is Lipitor, and/or I think I'm taking Crestor right now, actually. We'll call it a statin. A 81 milligram aspirin, and I think I was taking a calcium channel blocker at the time. After about 5 years of no event and feeling quite amazing, to be honest, I was exercising, feeling better than I had in my whole life. I slowly started to take myself off. My my drugs for these things, the Lipitor, the channel blocker, the aspirin, and just figured I was now invincible. Had no idea that what truly had caused my heart attack at the time was a spontaneous coronary artery dissection, which they did confirm when I had mine now on November 12th of this year. They did see the old damage that had been done, and they confirmed that yes, it was definitely a spontaneous coronary artery dissection then, and it definitely was one now. So the interesting thing about my whole story is after all of this, I was invited to the Oprah Winfrey show, because after watching her show, that's what motivated me to go get checked out, and technically, in essence, probably saved my life. I got to go to her show. It was fascinating. There's definitely video of this and archives of hers. You could probably still find it. Actually, you could probably find it on YouTube. It was March of 2001. So if you looked up March 2001, young woman, heart attack, heart disease, you might be able to find it. I think it's still on there somewhere. It was a really neat experience. They came and did taping at my house. We remade my diet, my cupboards, my refrigerator. My kids got to throw some chicken wings in the garbage, which of course they were devastated. And then my husband and I were flown out to be a guest at the show for the day that it aired, and it was really a neat experience. Got to meet Oprah, Dr. Dean Ornish. It was just an amazing experience. Now, I don't recommend having a heart attack to go get to meet Oprah someday, but you know, it is what it is. That's how it worked out for me. That's how the cards played. So, well, thanks for letting me share my first experience with you. Moral of the story, I think, is, if something feels wrong, it probably is. There's what they call I would even call it an inner voice. It's a gut feeling. It's something that tells you something's really wrong. And people that have had this experience will say the same thing. They just knew something was really wrong. This isn't something minor. This is something I really need to get looked at. And I should have listened to it, and I didn't. By the next morning, and after having confirmed it with other women with the same symptoms that I had, absolutely, I was my own advocate. I walked into the ER knowing I was getting this testing done, whether they wanted to do it or not. I got it done. But be your own advocate. Don't let people tell you how you feel. You know best. So, hey, thanks for watching. I hope this helps someone out there. Maybe just get down to the bottom of their own symptoms and maybe just go get some medical help. But I'll be back. See you soon. Have a good day.